welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a taco casserole. I was just looking around for something that was a little bit different than my usual taco night, and this is kind of what I've come up with. I'll be starting off here with 1 bag of crushed tortilla chips, 1 onion, roughly a cup, maybe a little bit over, and then I've got a cup of diced mixed bell peppers. I'll be using 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 can of diced tomatoes, and I've got a can of the tomatoes that have the chilies in them. You'll also need 2 packages of your favorite taco seasoning, 1 can of black beans that I've gone ahead and rinsed and dried, and then 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. And then for the toppings, you can get as creative here as you want to. I'm going for our typical green onions, tomatoes, black olives, some sour cream, a little bit of shredded lettuce, and some taco sauce. These are all the ingredients, so let's go ahead and start bringing our casserole together. To start off the recipe, I've gone ahead and added my ground beef into a hot skillet, and all I'm doing right now is breaking it apart, and I'm going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. The hamburger's been cooking for about 3 minutes. It's already started to brown up, and I want to go ahead and add in my bell peppers and my onions. And these are going to cook with the hamburger until the hamburger is completely cooked through and no longer pink. Once the hamburger is completely browned up, go ahead and remove any drippings that are in the pan. We don't need those. And I'm going to add in my 2 packages of taco seasoning. Along with the 2 cans of tomatoes. I've gone ahead and added in my can of black beans also. I'm going to turn my heat back up a little bit and let this sit and simmer for about 4 to 5 minutes, just so the taco seasonings can help thicken up that tomato juice that was in the cans of tomatoes. After about 5 minutes, I went ahead and removed the taco filling from the stove, and now it's time to start assembling the casserole. I'll be putting it all into a 9 by 13 inch baking pan that I've gone ahead and sprayed with some cooking spray. And to start off, I'm going to add a layer of the tortilla chips to the bottom of the pan. Probably almost all of them. I'm going to reserve just a little bit so I have a nice crunchy topping after this comes out of the oven. And I want to spread these evenly all across the bottom. Now that I have all those spread out, next thing I'm going to do is top it off with our taco filling. Now that I have the taco filling spread in, I'm going to top it all off with about 1.5 cups of the shredded cheddar cheese. I do want to save just a little bit because I do like fresh shredded cheese on top of my tacos that hasn't been melted. I've got the casserole completely assembled. I'm going to now put it into a 350-degree oven where I'm going to allow it to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the cheese is all nice and melted and bubbly on top. There's my oven telling me it's time to go in. Alright guys, I'll see you once this is back out of the oven. After cooking for 20 minutes in the oven, I did go ahead and let the taco casserole sit out for about 5 minutes before I dived into it. I've gone ahead and plated some up, as you can see. Topped it off with all of my favorite taco toppings, and now all we have left to do is dive in here and try it out. I'm very excited for this. I do love tacos. They're one of my favorite nights of the week. Make sure we get a little bit of everything. Get a little of that sour cream, and of course everything's going to fall off the fork. I really do like this taco casserole. It has got all of my favorite taco flavors in here. I definitely get a little bit of heat from the chilies that were in the can of tomatoes. I like the addition of the tortilla. On the bottom, they did soften up just a little bit, but they still have retained just a little bit of their texture. And plus, I added a few more on top, so it did have a little bit of a fresh crunch. Yep, definitely, I will be making this again, and I highly recommend you give it a try. But that is going to be it for me for the day. If you all have enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. If you tried this recipe out, let me know how it turns out for you. And as always, thank you all so very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.